Most people believe financial freedom is created through big decisions: a promotion, a company, a successful investment, a six-figure income. But in Japan, many people quietly believe something completely different. They believe that wealth is usually the result of behaviors that feel so small in the moment that they hardly seem important. And this very idea changes their relationship with money long before it changes the size of their bank account. Hello, I'm Kaya, and in today's video, I will show you how a new relationship with money can make your wealth grow. Imagine you are 29 years old. Your salary arrives on Friday, and by Monday, most of it already belongs to someone else. Rent, bills, groceries, the subscription you forgot to cancel, the birthday dinner next week, the small rewards that make exhausting weeks bearable. Nothing about your spending feels irresponsible. And that is exactly what makes it dangerous. The money doesn't disappear because you are reckless. It disappears because modern life is designed to consume income before the future even gets a chance to touch it. In Japan, an old financial philosophy still exists today, quietly living on in ordinary households. The idea is simple: money should move toward the future before the present can emotionally claim it. This principle existed decades before investment apps, budgeting software, or financial influencers. And it explains why some people slowly build financial stability without ever appearing obsessed with money. At first, investing feels abstract. You open an app, you see charts, percentages, terms that feel as if they were designed to exclude beginners: index funds, expense ratios, tax advantages. You close the app and feel slightly stupid. Not because you are stupid, but because most financial systems are built for people who already understand them. Then one day you see a projection online. Someone shows what happens if you invest $500 every month for 35 years, at historically average market returns. The final number is not just surprising, it is emotionally disturbing. Because for the first time, you understand something irreversible. Those years would have passed anyway. And suddenly, the real fear is no longer losing money. The real fear is losing time. In Japan, there is a concept called kaizen, continuous improvement through very small repeated actions. Western culture often celebrates dramatic transformations. Kaizen is the opposite. If a habit is sustainable over decades, it will probably feel meaningless at the beginning. That is exactly why it works. So you begin. Not dramatically. No completely new life. No perfect plan. You simply automate $500 per month into a broadly diversified investment fund. $250 on the first of the month. $250 on the 15th. The amounts are small enough to be sustainable. That matters more than motivation. 3 months pass, nothing changes. The account grows slightly, then it drops a bit, then it rises again. The progress is almost invisible. This is the phase where most people quit, not because they are lazy, but because the human brain struggles to emotionally perceive slow improvement. The modern world trains you to expect immediate results: instant delivery, instant entertainment, instant outcomes. Compounding works exactly the opposite way. The reward stays hidden for years. That is why so few people stay long enough to actually experience its effect. Meanwhile, your friends continue consuming normally. Weekend trips, new smartphones, monthly installment payments lasting for years. And sometimes you wonder whether they might be right. You are sacrificing today's comfort for a future you cannot yet feel. But another year passes. Your account reaches $7,000, not a life-changing amount. But below that number, something psychological has already begun. The $500 no longer feel like a loss. Your lifestyle has quietly adapted to their absence. This is one of the most important financial shifts a person can experience. You no longer treat investing like a sacrifice, but like infrastructure. Older generations in Japan often describe saving and investing using almost agricultural language: planting, watering, patience across seasons. The assumption is not that growth should be fast. The assumption is that growth becomes inevitable as long as the process is not interrupted. 5 years pass. Your account reaches almost $48,000. 30,000 of that you contributed yourself. The rest comes from growth, money created by time rather than labor. This changes your view of work forever, because for the first time, you realize that effort and income are not perfectly linked. Some forms of wealth come from consistency rather than exhaustion. Then the market drops. Headlines become aggressive. People panic. Colleagues suddenly become economists overnight. Everyone predicts collapse. And for a moment, you feel the same fear. But this time, something is different. You have already experienced recovery. You understand emotionally what most people only understand intellectually. Volatility is not the enemy of long-term investing. Panic is. 10 years pass. The account exceeds $110,000, and something subtle changes in your identity. You no longer think of yourself as someone who wants to become financially stable someday. You are financially stable, not rich. Stable. There is a difference. Your investments now generate more annual growth than your own yearly contributions. The system has developed momentum, and here the Japanese perspective becomes important again. In many Western countries, wealth is socially displayed: cars, clothing, visible upgrades. But in Japan, financial maturity has historically been associated with something much quieter: the ability to remain emotionally calm during uncertainty, not showing wealth, but controlling fear. This emotional stability appears in small things. You no longer check your account constantly. Market drops no longer feel like emergencies. Unexpected expenses feel annoying rather than catastrophic. The money has changed slowly, but your nervous system changed first. 15 years pass. The account reaches almost $210,000. Less than half of it comes from your own contributions. Time created the rest. And this is what most people fundamentally misunderstand. The real return was never only financial. The real return was psychological. You have become harder to manipulate, harder to pressure, harder to throw off balance through temporary problems. Because you have spent 15 years experiencing that small disciplined actions eventually change life. Many older households in Japan still maintain habits that originated in economically uncertain times of previous generations. Not because they expect constant disaster, but because they have learned that peace is easier to preserve than to rebuild. That realization now exists in you as well. 30 years pass. You are 64 years old. The account holds over $700,000. Not because of genius, but because of repetition. Because you continued during long periods where nothing seemed to happen. Because you stayed calm long enough for time to finally reveal what it had been building all along. Somewhere tonight, another young person is sitting in front of money that has not yet been given a purpose. He believes the decision in front of him is small. $500, 1 month, one transfer. But in reality, he is making a 35-year decision disguised as a short-term emotional impulse. And the remarkable thing is this: millions of ordinary people in Japan understood this long ago, not as a financial trick, but as a life philosophy. The future is built quietly, long before anyone else can see it. You decide which path you take: the path of consumption or the path of quiet wealth.